All right, in this video, we're going to look at percent change, percent increase and decrease. Very important. This comes up in the news all the time. You hear about the Dow Jones changing by a certain percentage every day, and that's what we're talking about in this video. 6.5 video sheet and a pencil, please. All right, let's jump right in. First slide tells you how to find it. Percent change is the amount something changes divided by the original amount. So you're going to compare it back to the original amount. So let's look at these first two examples just to get an idea of how this works. I am going from 25 to 32. Let's just say maybe your allowance went from $25 to $32 per month. That'd be pretty generous. So let's find the percent change that allowance went up. Well, we went up by $7. If I compare that back to the original, so the amount of change was $7, let's just say, I divide that by the original amount. So 7 divided by 25 that's going to be 28. So it's 0.28, which is 28%. So that's a 28% jump from 25 to 32. Compare the difference to the original amount. Let's try the next one. I'm going from 500 down to 430. So I'm going down 70 compared to 500. So because we go up or down, I would say that really, it makes a difference. But typically we're just going to tell the percent change, and then we might put increase or decrease. On the last problem, it was a 28% increase. All right, so you could use a positive and a negative as well. It depends on what your teacher wants you to do here. 70 compared to 500. If you do the math there, you're going to get 14%. And some teachers might want you to write 14% decrease, or they might want you to just put negative 14%. So it's just dropping by 14%. So it kind of just depends on what your teacher wants there. Some teachers do that different ways. All right, number one, if you're given the percent change, you're going to find the percent of the given amount and then add or subtract. So this is a little bit different than percent change we were talking about earlier. We'll come back to that later on the next slide. We'll start looking at more like the one we just did. But let's look at how this affects things. If I want to increase 400 by 20%, 20% of 400, 20% of 400 is 80. And if I'm increasing 400, I lost my pen again. Okay, I got it working again. I'm increasing 400 by $80 because 20% of 40 is 80. So this is a final amount of 480 because I'm increasing it. If I decrease something, I'm going to do the same math at the beginning. 8% of 650. And I'm going to go ahead and just do that on my calculator. And I get 52 cents. So that's 0.52. So I'm going to do 6.5 minus 0.52. And that's going to get you, what is that? 598. So you subtract that and you get 598. All right, so these are slightly different. This goes back to the percent equation that we talked about last video, where you just multiply, but then you're going to add it back to the original. That's the difference here. On the previous video, we just found the number. This time we're increasing or decreasing the number by that amount. All right, you currently make $10.50 and get a raise of 5%. What's your new salary? Go ahead and try this one on your own and see if you can get the new salary. Your first step is to find the amount that you're making above and beyond what you're making now. So what's our increase going to be? 5% of 1050 is found by doing this, and that's 0.525. In real life, that would be rounded off to either 52 or 53. Let's round it to 53 to be nice to this person because they're not making very much money. That's their increase in wages, 0.53. So 5%, so they might be excited. Oh, I get 5% raise, but it's only 53 cents. So your final answer, your final salary is 1050 plus 53, which is 1103. So we raised their salary by 5%, and now they make 1103. All right, let's try another one. Snowfall amount this time of year is 120. It's currently snowed 165. What percent above normal are we? All right, this goes back to the first slide we were talking about. You're going to find the difference, which is 45, and you're going to divide that by the original amount. The amount you expect to have is 120. So 45 divided by 120 is 37.5%, or 37.5% above normal. You see this quoted on the news all the time, the snowfall. It's very important. Snowpack levels are very important, and they always use percent from where they expect to be that time of year. All right, let's try these two. Pause the video, try these on your own. All right, this investment of 42 loses 3.5%. Well, let's see what that is. 0.035 times 42 is $1.47. So we're losing that much. So what's the current value? Well, it's 42 minus that. So you do the math on that, you're going to get $40.53. So that's what that investment is worth now. Less than it used to be. Number 4, $40 investment 8 years ago in Amazon would currently be worth $800. What percent increase is that? Went up a lot, right? 40 to 800 is a jump of 760. It jumped 760 compared to the original amount of 40. So when you divide these, you're going to get a very big percentage. You divide these and you get 19. Well, it's not 19%. That's 19, plain number 19. To change this to a percent, we would move the decimal 2 places to the right, and that's a 1900% increase. So you would be incredibly happy if you actually did that and got that kind of growth. That would be incredible. All right, last one. Your GPA drops from 3.8 to 3.4. Pause the video, try this one on your own. It drops 0.4, so you subtract these, and we compare that back to the original GPA, which was 3.8. So you divide that. I would say it's fine to use a calculator on this, and you get 0.105, blah, blah, blah. So we're just going to round that off to 11%. So your GPA dropped 11%. You could use a negative if you want on that one because it's dropping. All right, so that's a little bit about percent increase, decrease, and how to find, how to solve questions involving that. Hope it helped. We'll see you next